there is a unique kind of weariness that comes not from a lack of effort, but from a lack of results. It is the feeling of being an architect who holds a perfect blueprint for a new life, yet every day you find yourself living inside the very same structure. You have the vision, you have the intention, but the tools in your hands seem to build only what has been built before, as if guided by an unseen memory. That unseen memory is the very heart of our exploration. It is the architect of the deep human exhaustion that comes from living a life of perpetual effort, the feeling of constantly pushing against a resistant world, trying to force outcomes through sheer will and hard work, only to be met with friction and fatigue. We have been taught to live by the rules of classical Newtonian physics, that to create an effect, you must apply a direct force. But this understanding is incomplete, for we are not just physical bodies operating in a mechanical world. We are energetic beings, living in a quantum reality that operates on a different, more elegant principle, the principle of resonance.
Here we introduce Gregg Braden's core analogy of the divine matrix. He explains that this intelligent field is not something we need to push against. It is a perfect mirror that reflects our state of being. To try and force the mirror to show a different reflection is a futile and exhausting exercise. The only way to change the reflection is to change ourselves, to change the signal we are broadcasting that the mirror is so faithfully reflecting. This state of being is not a vague or mystical concept. It is a measurable electromagnetic signature. As the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza shows, the combination of your thoughts and your emotions creates a tangible energetic field around your body. To become magnetic to life is to learn how to consciously generate a coherent field, one that carries the clear and unambiguous signal of the future you are choosing to experience. This journey, then, is about a profound paradigm shift. We will move beyond the science of doing and into the science of being. You will learn that magnetism is not a mystical gift bestowed upon a chosen few, but a learnable biological skill that is your birthright, based on the precise and elegant physics of heart-brain coherence. We begin with the profound frustration of the person who diligently practices positive thinking and affirmations only to see minimal change in their life. This experience creates a deep sense of spiritual failure, as if their mind is not powerful enough, leaving them to feel exhausted and their faith shaken. The hidden reason for this is that we have been trying to use the wrong instrument for the broadcast, attempting to command the orchestra with a whisper while a drum is beating a different rhythm entirely. Here we must reveal the hard science central to Gregg Braden's work. The heart produces an electrical field 100 times stronger and a magnetic field up to 5,000 times stronger than the brain's. The brain thinks, but the heart broadcasts the signal that the quantum field receives. This leads to a counterintuitive revelation. Magnetism is not a mental act. It is a biological state. Your magnetism is directly result from the biological state of heart-brain coherence, where the rhythmic patterns of the heart and the brain waves synchronize, creating a powerful and orderly signal. A worried heart will always overpower a positive thought. To consciously tune your primary broadcast tower, you can explore the quick coherence technique. For 2 minutes, focus your attention on the area of your heart. Imagine your breath is flowing in and out through your chest and intentionally generate a feeling of appreciation or care. This is the simple yet profound act of shifting your energetic center from the thinking mind to the feeling heart. Think of the lighthouse.
A lighthouse does not use willpower to guide ships to safety. It does not think positive thoughts about them finding the shore. It simply generates a powerful, coherent, and consistent beam of light. Its magnetism is a direct consequence of its steady, radiant output. Your task is not to think harder, but to become the lighthouse. We now explore the baffling and painful experience of seeing a desire get close only to have it inexplicably fall apart. It feels as if an invisible force is working against your conscious intentions, a ghost in the current of your life that ensures you never quite reach the shore you are paddling towards. This is the deep, silent anguish of self-sabotage, a pattern that can make you feel at war with a part of yourself you cannot see or understand. The hidden mechanism is the body's addiction to the past. Your body's nervous system becomes conditioned over years to a familiar chemical state. If your past has been dominated by the hormones of stress, your body can become chemically addicted to that state. A new reality of peace and success is so unfamiliar to your biology that the subconscious body rejects it, trying to return to its known chemical baseline to feel safe.
Here lies a sobering truth. You are not failing to attract, you are succeeding at recreating a familiar past. Your lack of magnetism is often a sign of your body's profound success at this unconscious task. You are consciously broadcasting a signal for the future, but your body, as the powerful subconscious mind, is broadcasting an even stronger signal for the past. The result is energetic static, a scrambled and incoherent message that the quantum field cannot interpret. To break this cycle of unconscious reaction, you can learn to interrupt the pattern. When you feel a familiar negative emotional pattern arise, neuroscientist Jill Bolt Taylor notes that the chemical rush that produces the feeling lasts only for about 90 seconds. Your task is to pause and consciously observe the physical sensations in your body for those 90 seconds without feeding the mental story that keeps the feeling alive. This allows the chemical wave to pass, breaking the hypnotic loop. Consider the analogy of the river current. Your conscious mind is like the person in the canoe, paddling with clear intention towards a new destination. But your body's unconscious programming is like a powerful, deep river current flowing in the opposite direction. No matter how hard you paddle, the unseen current will determine your ultimate trajectory. To truly change your destination, you must first address the current. We must now address the damaging spiritual trend of toxic positivity, the pressure to suppress all negative emotions in the name of being magnetic. This creates an internal war and a deep sense of inauthenticity, a performance of high vibrations that is energetically draining. It is the quiet exhaustion that comes from pretending to be a beacon of light while a storm rages within. The physics of suppression are simple. A suppressed emotion is not an eliminated one. Energetically, it becomes a highly charged, chaotic pocket of energy within your field. This shadow frequency acts as a constant source of interference, distorting the coherent signal you were trying to broadcast. This leads to a liberating reframe. Emotional integrity is the foundation of magnetism. The most powerful and coherent signal you can send is an honest one. The act of acknowledging a negative emotion without judgment, "I see you," fear, instantly reduces the internal resistance that creates incoherence. You cannot broadcast a clear signal of light while pretending the shadows do not exist. A practical process for this integration involves a gentle sequence, Name, validate, and redirect. When a difficult emotion arises, you first name it. This is anxiety. Then you validate it. It is understandable that I feel this way. Finally, you redirect by placing a hand on your heart and consciously breathing into that space, choosing to cultivate a feeling of calm or safety, even alongside the anxiety. Think of a world-class orchestra. It does not achieve its beautiful sound by pretending the dissonant instruments are not there. It achieves it by pausing, identifying the instruments that are out of tune, and gently bringing them back into harmony with the whole. Your emotions are your instruments. We often make a fundamental communication error when we try to create. We frame our desires in the language of words and logic, but the quantum field, the divine matrix, does not respond to human language. It responds to a single universal language, the frequency of feeling. It is a language spoken not by the tongue, but by the heart, and it is the only language the universe is designed to understand.
Here, we must delve into Gregg Braden's foundational insight. The feeling is the prayer. The prayer is not the words you say, but the coherent feeling you generate in your heart. A prayer for abundance spoken from a place of desperate lack is, in quantum terms, a perfect and powerful prayer for more desperate lack. The field does not hear your words, it feels your broadcasted reality. This requires a critical shift in understanding. The universe is not a cosmic vending machine fulfilling orders. It is a mirror reflecting the assumptions your feelings imply. When you feel grateful, you are assuming a reality for which to be grateful, and the mirror must reflect it. When you ask for something, you are assuming its absence, broadcasting the very frequency of the reality you wish to escape. An applied technique for speaking this language is the as-if feeling session. For 5 minutes each day, do not visualize what you want. Instead, ask your body a different question. How would I feel if my greatest desire were already a reality? Then your only work is to generate that exact emotional signature: relief, freedom, peace, joy, in your body now, for no reason other than your choice to do so. This is the act of speaking the direct language of the field.
Think of it this way. Words and thoughts are like the architect's notes in the margin of a blueprint. The core feeling of the wish fulfilled is the blueprint itself. The universe, as the perfect builder, ignores the notes and builds exactly according to the emotional blueprint you provide.
We have synthesized the key shifts from mind to heart, from force to coherence, from chasing to embodying, and from asking to receiving. Magnetism is not something you get, it is a natural consequence of who you become. We end with the profound elegance of Gregg Braden's message. We are born with the innate technology to interface with the quantum field through the coherent emotion of the human heart. The science of magnetism is the science of mastering ourselves. This mastery is an epigenetic reality. As Dr. Bruce Lipton's work confirms, when you change your core emotions and beliefs, you are sending new signals to your 50 trillion cells. You are literally commanding your biology to align with a new reality. Faith and feeling become flesh and blood. This is the moment science and spirit become one. The ultimate invitation is to stop trying to be magnetic and to start embodying the state of being that is naturally magnetic. Your work is not to rearrange the world outside, but to orchestrate the world inside. When you master this inner science, you cease to be a magnet pulling things to you.
You become the epicenter from which your desired reality naturally unfolds.